I want to welcome you to this podcast entitled Red Letters. I'm Matt Woodfill, and I'm so glad you joined us today to tune in to this episode of Red Letters. Remember, red letters are the words of Jesus in your Bible. And I'm reminded of the red letters, these are the first ever recorded words of Jesus in the Bible. When Jesus said to his parents, I must be about the Father's business. And I'm so excited today on this episode of Red Letters to have two men, successful men, that are about the Father's business in the marketplace. So would you welcome to this episode of Red Letters, Mr. Ed Murray and Alan Fisher. Guys, welcome to Red Letters today.
Thank you. Good morning.
We're so glad to have you on this episode of Red Letters. I believe God has a special word for someone that's tuning in today, a businessman, a businesswoman. Maybe they're about to step out into business, and your story, your testimony is going to encourage them in Jesus' name. You know, I look at you guys today, and it reminds me that some things just go together. You know, you got Batman and Robin, right? You got mac and cheese, right? You got peanut butter and jelly. And I look at you guys today, and y'all, I love the jackets today.
Yeah.
Did y'all plan this?
No,
y'all did not. No, y'all planned it.
Accident.
It was an accident.
Yeah,
well, what a great accident.
Yes.
And you guys, man, y'all go together. I can just see y'all are a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for what you do to the community here in the Woodlands, Texas, and surrounding areas. And so I want to start with you, Ed, as the operator of Chick-fil-A. I say God's chicken, right?
Yes, sir.
And so take us back, Ed. Take us back to when it all started and how you got into the chicken business.
It was by accident.
By accident.
I had a girlfriend at the time in high school
that
worked at Chick-fil-A. She started when she was 14.
Okay.
The last job I had in 1980, before I started with Chick-fil-A, was hanging billboards in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay. And how old were you at this time,
I
Ed?
was 18.
18.
Yes, 18.
Okay.
And one day she drove by and she saw me hanging the billboard, honked. All the guys got a good laugh because my girlfriend's waving at me. And when I next saw her, she said, I never want to see you on a billboard again. It was one of the high ones. She was petrified that I was up there. And she said, I'm going to get you a job at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, nice.
I've never worked indoors. I'm like, Chick-fil-A,
Yeah.
who want to work at a quick service restaurant, right? So my boss, my operator, had never hired a boyfriend, girlfriend.
Okay.
The theory is if you lose one, you lose the other. And she was a great worker, still is. And he did. It was October. He needed help for the Christmas holidays. So I was available during the day.
Awesome.
So I was very attractive in that way. So, yeah, he hired me, and it's not what I thought. I wanted to be a policeman or a teacher.
Okay.
I think I'm both most days in my stores now. So I got my wish. Didn't know which way it was going to come out. And that girl and I have just celebrated 39 years of marriage.
Wow.
Yeah.
She became your bride.
Yep. So I give her and
all the credit, huh?
And Chick-fil-A and God the credit to
Amen.
where I am.
What
I would
a great
not be
story.
where I am without Chick-fil-A.
So how many years now?
45 years.
45 years. You started as an employee.
Still,
with your current girlfriend, which now is your bride.
That's right.
And then you just made the way, and God promoted you, increased you, and now you're an operator, not only one Chick-fil-A, but three. I say it like this: one for the Father, one for the Son Jesus, and one for the Holy Spirit. Right?
I've
three.
Never
Amen.
About that. I love it. Yeah, there's 40 of us with 3 stores out of.
There's
only
only
4. Yeah.
Okay, and
we
the
all
whole
just met up last week.
Wow, that's the favor of God upon your life.
It is. Very blessed to be a 3-store operator.
Yeah. So how did you find this guy? I know he's your right-hand man outside your wife, or she's a woman, right? So how did you find Alan Fisher? Tell me that story, Alan. You tell me. You tell me how you connected with Chick-fil-A, God's Chicken.
Yeah, I was honestly the same age Ed was when he started at Chick-fil-A.
Okay, 18. So you were 18.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
how old were you at the time, Ed, when you met?
What year did you start up?
We're 8 years different.
Okay, 8 years different. Okay.
So it was in '89 when you hired me. So
okay.
I
27.
I was looking for a part-time gig, really just to
make some money.
Make some money.
Yeah. Was it the summertime? Was summer months or
no,
holiday?
It was actually in February. I got hired in February of '89, and my I just was looking for something to, my folks couldn't afford to get me a car. And,
Right.
a
Yeah.
lot of
Make
the
some extra money. Yeah.
A lot of things that that you kind of need
Sure.
as a young adult.
Sure.
And so I had bumped into a friend of mine that I played football with in high school.
Okay.
And he had already graduated, and he's like, "Hey, I work at Chick-fil-A. Why don't you come apply there?"
Right,
And his
right.
name is Lance.
Okay. Lance.
And I don't know how long Lance worked at Chick-fil-A, for a long time.
Okay.
But that's how I got to meet Ed, and then it was just kind of
The rest is
hey, you
history.
need to cut your hair. You need to you can't wear your earring.
Hey, at least you had hair. Come on.
Yeah, sure.
I'm right there with you.
I had the long hair. I had the grunge look.
Okay.
And I had to clean it up to start working. I needed to work, so I was
Yeah,
like, okay, I'll
yeah.
do it. And yeah, I guess the rest is history. I did about 6 months later. I became a leader at Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Pretty quick.
Okay.
And I trained a young lady that was 15 years old in the dining room, and we're married now. And
Wow.
I've been married for 29 years. So yeah,
Wow. Like
another Chick-fil-A-ship, yeah.
Chick-fil-A relationship.
Chick-fil-A-ship.
And how many years now,
relationship.
Alan, have y'all been married?
Dane and I have been married 29 years. Was in June, so
29.
we'll celebrate 30 next year.
And how many children do you have?
We have four.
Four.
Yes, yes, sir.
That's awesome. And Ed, how long have y'all been married? You and your
What
wife?
did I just say? 86, so 39, yeah.
39
we
years.
got 40 next year. I got to put
And
that
you have a
together.
daughter, right, that
One daughter. She works for us.
serves there at Chick-fil-A under
She
you?
does a great job.
That's
She's
awesome.
tough like her mother, which is good for me.
That's great.
That's why we're elite.
That's right.
And
And so how many years, Alan, have you been with Chick-fil-A now?
so 89. I think this was 36 years.
36 years.
Yeah.
36 years.
That says a lot to put up with me for
Oh,
36 years. Pretty
I think he's
demanding.
going to stay.
Yeah, I think he's a keeper.
So tell me, Ed, with Chick-fil-A and your experience, I know it has a great culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's based upon generosity and the customer, because
Right.
y'all have second to none customer service. And not only that, it's great food, great chicken. And so I know that's what's made Chick-fil-A successful. And I know that culture. I've been to all three of your stores, and
Okay.
y'all have that culture there at Chick-fil-A. So tell me, do you feel like that's what's made Chick-fil-A so successful around the world?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I've preached for a long time that somebody will copy our sandwich or get close.
Right, right.
But it's the culture that separates us.
Okay.
That we as operators are willing to pay a little bit extra to
Right.
get that culture.
Right.
The other fast food concepts do not.
Not have that
Quick
culture.
service. They won't pay for it, even though they know
Right.
and they want to emulate us. They won't
Right,
go that
right,
extra.
right.
But
And so the culture's rooted in, what would you say, just generosity, customer first. Tell me a little bit more about that, the culture of Chick-fil-A. And I know that's what's made Chick-fil-A so successful, is that particular culture, which is all, I believe, is biblically based, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
is our corporate purpose to glorify God by being a faithful steward with all
Praise.
that's entrusted
Yeah,
to us,
yeah.
and be a positive influence on all that come in contact with Chick-fil-A.
That's awesome.
That when they came out with that was the late '80s.
Okay.
And I was a team member.
Okay.
Excuse me. And people didn't know Chick-fil-A, Chick-fil-A. We were unheard of.
Okay.
Right. And I always say we needed the world to come to us to
Okay.
grow.
Okay.
And now, after all these years, I think the world needs us, a Chick-fil-A
Yeah,
based,
absolutely.
kind of faith-based business.
Right, right.
And yeah, it's always been that way. We were raised that way in my store. My operator, he pounded it into me. I needed it, and so I carried it on to.
yeah.
I got hit upside the head a couple times too. So
You know what?
I got hit upside the head a couple
Yeah,
times. So
I mean,
needed,
it's. Yeah.
Did you ever get to meet Mr. Cathy?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's.
Tell me about him a little bit. The founder. Yeah,
he
True.
was definitely a businessman.
A businessman,
He,
okay.
he by far was a businessman, but he had his beliefs of how to get it done.
Okay.
And that's where it all originated.
And what would
right?
you say some of those beliefs that really stuck out to you, Ed?
Well, I mean, he believed in Jesus.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
he was driven. That's why we're closed on Sundays, right?
Right, I love that.
Now it's because we want to rest and reflect.
Yeah,
So
right, right.
we say that now.
Well, it's biblical. You're honoring the
Yeah,
Lord,
and that's why we do more business in 6 days than most
Right,
do in 7.
right. Because you honor the
of
Lord,
that.
yeah.
And but he was very gracious. He's always given his time. Just he taught Sunday school for years
Wow.
to 13-year-old boys, I think it was.
Right.
It's just the way
Just-
he carried
yeah.
himself that I was brought to him and just under his tutelage grew me so that I could grow these guys in my store.
Right.
And just pass it on.
Right,
Generosity, everything.
Generosity.
We're about to give away 300 sandwiches today at the mall. It's just,
Wow.
It's just time to bless somebody,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, the Bible says, the world of the generous in Proverbs, it says the world of the generous will get larger and larger and larger. The world would tell us, give me, my name is Jimmy. And if your name's Jimmy, no offense, okay? That's just a saying, okay? The world would tell you, get all you can all you get, and sit on the can. But that's not the philosophy of Chick-fil-A. And I know that's not y'all's philosophy. You're giving all those sandwiches away today at the mall location.
Right.
And basically, God's word works.
Yes.
Because you work God's word. And you're generous givers. And Chick-fil-A is getting larger and larger and larger because of generosity. I'm so grateful for that.
Absolutely.
I do think Truett had a legacy of being a generous person like that too. Yeah. So.
And so, Alan, so you worked under Ed for a number of months, and then you started. The cream always rises to the top, right? And what did you see in Alan, Ed, that really attracted you to? I know his good looks.
His head of hair there.
Yeah,
you're right. When you get that special person,
Right.
and I always give him credit. I would not be here if it wasn't for him. Greenspoint wasn't the easiest store to run back in the day.
Greenspoint.
Yeah,
I think it's known as Guns Point now.
That's the nickname we had. So we went through a lot of trials and tribulations down there.
So that's where y'all started.
That is where
Yes,
that's where I became an operator.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I ran a couple more during college days.
Okay.
Downtown Houston and Dallas.
Okay.
Just for like 3 months apiece.
Okay.
But then landed at Greenspoint.
Okay.
Again, it was going to be a short-term gig. I actually came off my honeymoon early to run it.
Wow.
Because when Chick-fil-A calls, you come running.
Right.
We left, and I didn't see my wife for 3 months.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we're still together. But yeah, I came down in a rough area. But how many operators did we put out?
7 out of that store.
So, you go panning for gold.
Right.
But you get somebody like Alan, then you attract people like Alan.
Yes,
and that's what I
exactly.
always tell
The
people.
law
What
of
you have
attraction,
behind that counter is
Yep.
what you're going to attract.
Exactly.
It's very easy. I mean, these are things I've learned
Right,
over
right,
the years.
right.
But my boss was great, my operator, and I followed his lead.
So was the Greenspoint location one of the first in the Houston area, or not really?
When I got there was 13 malls. I couldn't tell you the order they were, but that was it.
Okay.
And
This
that-
wasn't a brick and mortar. This was in a mall.
It was in the mall. Yeah, we
Okay.
only had malls back then.
Oh, only malls.
I
So
think
that's
we
how you
rolled out
started in the
Free
malls.
Sanders
Okay.
in '86. Yeah.
Okay, and then-
everything was malls. We were
Okay.
the first fast food in a mall
Oh,
in
okay.
America. We
Oh,
brought
wow.
that concept.
Okay.
But yeah, it's guys like him.
Yeah.
In a week or two.
Right, right.
We're I was asked, do you always hire Eagles? Is that all you hire? I said, no, it's not what I do.
Right.
Jesus didn't just preach to the.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I bring them in, and
Yeah.
we're strict, and
There's order.
yeah,
There's a process.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
and
gotta
you're
go
going to
through.
learn it, or you're not
Right,
going to be
you're
with
either
us
in or
very
out,
long.
right,
And
yeah.
the first thing is the service.
Service.
You know, it's you're going to be a servant when you become
Yeah.
leadership. You're a servant leader.
Right.
And once you learn that, it's easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're pretty tough on our kids.
So I hear you say being a servant, as a pastor, that resonates with my spirit, because Jesus said the greatest among you is the servant of them all. Jesus came as the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, but he served his way back to heaven.
That's right.
And as you said, servant, tell me some of the things that you teach. If you were to hire me, Alan, some of those cultural things within Chick-fil-A that have made you so successful, like servanthood, that you teach young men and women, because I know you all hire pretty young too, right?
We do.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
we
we
just
do.
went back to hiring 14-year-olds.
Yeah,
It's very.
yeah. Very unusual, right?
It is.
Yeah.
But I kind of jokingly say they haven't learned bad habits yet.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
So yeah, we do. Again, I did it because my wife started at 14, and look what she has now. and
Right.
What we have, and so we went back to it, and we did, and very limited hours, but I think it gives them a great start in life at 14.
Absolutely. Yeah. A good foundation too with
yeah,
the culture
absolutely.
there,
That's exactly right.
putting the customer first, serving. And so, tell me some of the principles as you hire someone, to come work for one of your Chick-fil-A, some of the things that they will learn, some of those biblical principles that have made you guys so successful?
Yeah, I would say, a couple of things come to mind. I mean, definitely, it's my pleasure.
My pleasure. Yeah, tell me about my pleasure.
I'll let Ed speak to that a little bit.
Okay.
Because he was kind of forefront when Truett
really? When that
said, hey, we're going to say this as a company. And, but, we teach the kids that saying it's my pleasure is important. But meaning it from your heart is
actions
way
speak
more
loud.
important.
Yeah, actions speak louder than words. Yeah.
And finding a way to lead with generosity, finding a way to be, we call it unreasonable hospitality. Just finding a way to really wow the guests that are in front of us, and that may be just treating them to a cookie or even their meal if it's their first time to come to Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
There's a lot of things that we can do with food, which is what's our tool that we've been given to where we can just really have an
bless
impact
people
on
and
somebody's
serve.
day. Absolutely.
Yeah. I always say it like this to my church: we're second mile Christians.
There you go.
Second mile service. Yeah.
Because
preach
Jesus
second mile
said when someone asks you to go a mile, go the second mile. And that's what resonates with me when you said that. You teach a culture of going the second mile.
We do.
sir.
We actually will be doing that tomorrow in Breaking Bread with Ed.
Yeah.
Amazing. Tell us about Breaking Bread with Ed.
Breaking Bread is more than orientation.
Okay.
They take care of the orientation. Breaking Bread with Ed is me telling my story, where I came from.
Okay.
They see a guy in a suit now that has it all in their eyes, and that's just not true.
That's not where it all started.
I'm blessed, but it's not where it all started. They get to hear me sleeping on top of a walk-in cooler at Greenspoint because I didn't have an apartment to go home to that I cared for.
Wow.
Taking showers in the mop sink.
Yeah.
Because I stayed there all night.
Hard work.
So I tell them my story, and not that it was a struggle per se. I'm glad I went through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go through our expectation. The first thing we lead off is a little video Chick-fil-A made. Everybody has a story.
Everybody has a story.
And it's reading the guest.
Mm-hmm.
And why are they angry?
Yes.
Maybe they just lost their husband.
Right.
Maybe her son just went off to war. Whatever it is, everybody has a story if you take time
to listen.
So we teach that, and we do teach the second mile service.
Mm-hmm.
If they see that video and I lead off, and this is where they see, wow, if you don't get the meaning of this video, you might as well not work here.
Wow.
I tell them that straight out. Of course, they're all going to stay, but they know where my heart is. And second mile service is part of it. After that, I still want them to do it to this day, every day. Just treat somebody to a meal.
Treat somebody.
Wherever you felt led, just whatever it is that day, take care of the guest.
Wow.
And I think I get more out of it when I do it than the guest does. But that whole generosity figure. So we do it. We have a manager, James, that read a guest correctly, and she was struggling, and he just went out and sat with her. And what's the story? What's the story? And she gave him a little bit of it, and then she left. And I think she came back the next day and passed him a note saying, yesterday I was going to take my own life, but because of your kindness and your heart, I didn't.
Yeah, it took the time to listen.
Yeah, we show another video, 25 seconds. What can you do in 25 seconds?
Wow.
What can you do in that person's life in 25 seconds? It could just change their whole life, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So we get into that.
Yeah, that's good.
I tell them we're not just feeding stomachs, we're feeding souls.
Souls, yeah.
And at 14, can they grasp that? I don't know, but they get a daily dose of it at our stores.
Right.
And it's just the ripple effect.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. It's just spreading out. And like you said, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And so I love that.
Because it's the truth. People don't care what you know until they know that you care.
That's right.
And that's what y'all exemplify there at Chick-fil-A, especially your 3 stores. And so I'm so grateful for you guys because you gave my son at 18 his first job.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
y'all came to I don't know if y'all remember, you came to the church because we wanted to train our leaders to have the same culture. The same culture there at Chick-fil-A, which the customer first, service as Jesus served. And so through that time with our leaders here at the Way Church, Alan began to talk to my son, Matthew, and invited him to come and interview. And as they say, the rest is history. And it was his first job out of as a high school student. And he loved working there. And I believe it gave him a great foundation
Yeah.
to what he's doing today as an engineer and future lawyer and all those kind of things. So,
That's awesome.
That's great.
Alan, do you have any stories you'd like to share in terms of maybe like Ed was sharing about maybe one of your employees that stopped to take the time to not only, serve them, but also to listen, because sometimes hurting people hurt people. Yeah. And sometimes when a person comes across, I know, a little abrasive or a little short, usually that's the surface. There's something going on the inside, a root to cause them to respond like that. Yeah. And like Ed was saying, if you'll just take the time out to listen to them, they have a story.
I have a story, and this goes back to my Greens Point days. It's how long ago this lesson was taught to me, just about, leading with, honor, dignity, respect, and trying to understand where the customer's coming from. Is we had this this little old lady that would come in, and we honestly, it was our fault. We never got her order right.
Okay.
She wanted a very special, very weird kind of sandwich.
Yeah.
And at the time, it was a grilled sandwich with, I think, without the pickle.
Right.
Okay.
Just plain. And every time, it seemed like we could not figure that out.
Okay. Okay.
And she would berate the staff because she was upset.
Yeah.
And finally, we kind of got Ed involved, and we're like, "Look, Ed, I think it's time to let this lady go. It's time to fire this guest."
Right.
As much as Ed trusts me, I don't know that I would ever fire a guest without consulting him first.
Right.
It's
right.
like, it's a big deal. It's not my business; it's his business.
Right.
So he got involved, and he said, "Listen, when you come in, let me know. I'm going to make sure we get your order right." And we eventually named the sandwich the Lily because that was her name.
Oh, wow.
Because back in that day, we didn't have the monitors and all that stuff. We would have to call back the order to the person that was working on the kitchen or on the boards area, we call it,
the Lily,
to prepare the food.
Okay.
And so we named the sandwich after her. Ed did.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about a turnaround.
Yeah.
She became a raving fan, is what we would call it at Chick-fil-A. And she would literally bring people from church, have Bible study in the dining room, introduce them all to the staff, because she just became one of our biggest fans at Chick-fil-A. Yeah. And it was just, to me, it was a really a wow moment that you really can turn those difficult guests into somebody that's there for you and for your business.
Right. Because y'all took the time to care and listen, right?
25
to listen,
seconds.
and now is she still alive today?
No.
Okay, she's passed on.
This is early 90s.
I moved away, so I bet
she
was pretty old back then. Right?
The Lily,
now.
The Lily.
The Lily. Everybody knew what a Lily was, and when you called it, you could just see her face beam.
Wow.
They're using my name. And she was a celebrity.
That's awesome.
But she was
but it's all
definitely a raving
because
fan.
You didn't fire her as a guest. You took the time to listen and then meet that need. Yeah. And then now you have the sandwich, the Lily. That's awesome.
And I mean, we would train new team members. Hey, this is a Lily. This is how you make it. And this is, this is why it's called a Lily. And this is how you do it.
Wow.
And, it was really. Yeah. I mean, it was, and again, as a young person, growing up in a rough area, not really understanding customer service and that kind of stuff. This really taught me, a foundation of like, hey, guests are important.
Right.
And so, yeah.
And so would y'all say that's number one in terms of Chick-fil-A's philosophy? The guest is always right or first or in service?
They're usually right.
Okay,
we're going to give them grace.
9 times out of 10,
there's
99.9%.
Yeah, there's a few things I won't let them do in our store. They will not berate one of my employees.
Yeah. You protect your...
Twice anyways. Okay. They might get away with it the first time, but we're very protective of
your family.
I call them my kids. I got 240 kids out there.
Right.
I treat them like family because I know if that was my daughter behind the counter, which she is, I wouldn't want that to happen.
No,
so when you come into our business, you are family.
Yeah.
Right from day one. So we're going to treat you that way, good or bad.
Right.
There is a lot of discipline going on that get a little harder now, but I think everybody needs it.
Yeah.
And I've seen a lot of our employees go on, like you said about your son, to going on to do great things.
Yeah.
The Barron family.
The Bear family, yeah.
The Bear family. They had
Tell me about them.
A brother and sister that worked for us. Great employees, right? Young.
Yeah.
Watched them grow. You just knew they were going to be special. They studied hard. They worked hard. The daughter is a veterinarian up in A&M, doing really well.
Yeah,
this
right.
is their mom and dad came in to tell me.
Right.
And I said, "What's your son doing?" He said, he's working on the Mars rover.
Wow.
I want to meet him. You know, so and she gives us credit for all the foundation that we laid.
Sure.
And that's the best compliment you can get right there.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's neat to see where these guys go, and
Right,
then maybe
right.
a few times they've come back and thanked us.
Right,
Because I
right.
wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for Chick-fil-A.
Right.
And that's just my story also.
That's amazing.
It's a great.
So I know it's very out of the ordinary for an operator to have 3 stores, right?
Yes, sir.
And so I know that's the favor of the Lord upon your life. And so the first store began in the mall there at the Woodlands.
I
became
started
the first.
in '89 at Greens Point, moved to the mall in '94.
Okay. That store moved to.
I came up.
Okay. And you moved in the Woodlands Mall.
'94
Okay.
October.
Tell us that story. How you were able to see not just one store being you're the operator with, but 3 stores.
I had to give up Greens Point to do that. Back then, you could only have one store.
Right.
Truett wanted you to be in your store,
Okay.
know your people, and I see a lot of wisdom in that.
Right.
So I couldn't wait to get out of Greens Point. I went for my first 4 years. I didn't make any profit.
Okay.
I was nonprofit.
Okay.
And
Tell them about some of the stuff that happened in the mall, even.
at Greens Point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so y'all were in the Greens Point Mall.
Greens
there, right?
Point Mall, very
okay.
rough mall.
Okay.
I know where he wants me to go with this.
Okay.
Well, like, I mean,
I got it. I was asked many times, why did you stay with Chick-fil-A if you're not making money?
Right.
And it all comes down to Truett. I shook
Truett.
the man's hand and I told him I'd do it.
Wow.
So November 1st, I think it was '91, I was in the dining room talking to one of our employees about something. And they got my attention, said something's wrong with the fryer.
Okay.
So I ran up there, what's going on? Well, it looked like the oil was boiling.
Uh-huh.
And so I told him, pull it out and unplug it. And the guy grabbed it, burnt his hand. So I turned to say, hit the breaker. And when I did turn, the machine blew up. It shot oil up to the ceiling. I was standing in front of it. Unfortunately, 3rd-degree burns.
Wow.
Out of work for 6 months, not making money.
Right.
Why am I doing this?
Right.
Yeah. And then so my field consultant at the time came in and said, hey, it's time to get back to work. You need to make a decision, go to work or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not a quitter. So I went back to work. Shortly afterwards, I had the opportunity to go out to Atlanta and bumped into Truett.
Okay.
And I don't know what he saw. And he said, I need to see you in my office. I'm like, I didn't bring my store keys. Is he going to terminate me? I was scared. Truett,
Right.
I had not been around Truett that much to know what was going on. So he got me in his office and he said, what's going on? This is not you.
Right,
It's
right.
not the guy we hired. So I told him my story. And he just looked at me and said, he got up. He said, do me a favor. He came around his desk, and I swear to this day I can get where we were. And he knelt down and prayed with me.
Wow.
He didn't say anything else, and just prayed for me. And he didn't pray that I would stay with Chick-fil-A. He just prayed for me.
Personally.
And that's it.
Right.
I was sold.
Yeah. He cared.
He
About
cared.
Ed, not about
it wasn't
making
about
money.
making
Chick-fil-A.
money.
No, it's about Ed personally.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Impacted
man,
you.
I'm looking right now. I'm seeing where we knelt, and I say I'm hooked.
Wow.
I won't go anywhere, and I'll push Chick-fil-A and what their beliefs are.
Wow.
And I'll do it until everybody asks, what am I going to do? Probably till the day I die.
Yeah,
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You
You love what you do.
I truly
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
There are challenging days, but
Sure, like we all have. Yeah.
that's right. But by and large, it's the people that I get to affect, and I just love it.
Wow.
So
that was a defining moment.
it
there
was
where-
for my career. I was going to walk. I was actually looking to go to Outback Steak.
Really?
Yeah. Me
So
and,
you're
and
kinda-
me and the number one guy in the company now, we're both leaving at the same time.
Wow.
So I'm
And he
very
didn't even
happy.
know that. He just knew
No.
something was going on, and
Yeah.
he was more cared about you as a person and your family
Yeah.
than Chick-fil-A and making money. Wow.
That's it. And so I try to emulate that now.
right.
And so when all that happened in '91, so we struggled, but we started making money.
Okay.
We got more Allens in there.
Yeah.
And then '94, I couldn't wait for this to open. They had a billboard up coming
Okay.
soon, and that billboard fell down because it got pushed back for so many
So you
years.
had a
Like,
lot
I'm
of
stuck.
resistance
Yeah.
from the enemy. Yeah.
And then they put it back up. I'm
Okay.
like, yes.
Yeah.
So October '94 got that.
Okay.
And
that's the Woodlands Mall?
the Woodlands Mall.
Okay.
And was it 99?
99. Yeah, I think it was
So
in May of 99.
5 years later, they built one right across the street.
Okay.
And that's kind of the kiss of death if you don't get it, because it
okay,
destroyed the mall. People
okay.
don't want to go in the mall if
Right.
they don't have to,
Right.
right?
Because at one point, when we had the Woodlands Mall only, I mean, people would park, come in, get their dinner, and go walk back out to their car and drive home.
Oh, wow.
Because it was the only Chick-fil-A
Right.
from here to Dallas.
Yeah.
we were the northern.
So
So
then,
again, blessed enough to get two,
Yeah.
which was unusual when I did get it.
right. So they built the brick and mortar one right there
Right.
on Lake Woodlands, right?
Woodlands, yes.
Right.
And so, and then they ask you, or how does that process
You
work?
apply for
Okay,
it.
you apply
say
for
I want it.
Okay, you want it. Okay.
And then you start praying.
Okay. Because that's unusual for them to build one so close to a
Yeah.
mall location, right?
It is.
Yep.
It is. It's just the mall was doing so well. They like,
Okay.
hey, we need to put one
Okay.
around you. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's great if I get it. If not,
Yeah.
not so much.
And God
And
favored you.
Yes.
And the door opened up.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, yeah.
And the mall did drop off, but then
Okay.
Peter to pay Paul.
Right,
so,
right.
It took off. It was great.
And so what year was that? 94?
99.
Okay, 99.
The
Okay.
second one came in 99.
Wow.
And again, I've maybe top 50 to get two. It was
Right.
unheard of. Again,
Right.
Truett only wanted one, and
Right.
there was no way Truett was going to do three.
Three, yeah.
And so we're glad that somebody else took over for Truett. But we're glad there's some change.
Yeah.
At least
so
I
through
am.
that change, yeah.
But yeah, we got to be close together. It's not like I can own one in Dallas or anything.
Right,
we
right.
still want to be with our people.
Right.
Our teams. So I'm not sure what year we opened Sawdust.
2010. Yeah,
So-
same year Grayson was born. That's why.
Okay.
Okay, 2010, and another one was open up, and
Right.
you applied. Is
Sawdust
that-
location,
Okay.
and again,
And
You
it
took a
was-
step
and it was
of
hard-
faith
It was
to
much
apply.
more difficult to get three than it
Oh,
was.
Yeah,
three
what
was-
made you? Because you knew
yeah.
you shouldn't have just have one, but then you got two, and what made you
Yeah.
take a step of faith to go ahead and try to get number three?
Well, first is impact. It was going to hurt me again.
Okay,
So I wanted to.
You're a businessman.
Yeah, I needed to keep that up.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You're about the father's business. Yeah.
and yeah, it's just I had that much more opportunity then. That's
Right.
another 100 employees.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and
I also think it's fun.
I
it's
think
fun for-
so.
But at that time, we were opening how many stores?
yeah, we did out and we helped guys open or
Okay.
other operators
Okay.
open their own stores.
Okay.
And it's just an energy you get. And it's
Right.
like, hey, let's do ours then.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And again, it is fun. It's a challenge. You
Sure.
know, I always say, you want to be a pioneer, not a settler.
Yes.
So
That's
we're
good.
always looking for new ways.
Yeah,
we're,
yeah.
we're about to start delivering we're going to lead up our own delivery, like Uber Eats or DoorDash. We're going to be our own.
So will y'all be the first in the family of Chick-fil-A's to do this, or just one of many?
I was a late bloomer on this
Okay,
one.
late bloomer.
I couldn't pull
Kinda
the
like
trigger.
you're doing like the Uber thing, but y'all are doing it personally,
Yes.
not Uber, not.
Correct,
Okay,
correct.
great.
And it's just extension
Very innovative,
of
yeah.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Now they get a Chick-fil-A driver and not
Wow. Yeah, not some
that
stranger.
doesn't care
Yeah,
about
yeah,
my
yeah.
product
Right,
as
right.
much as I do.
Right. Right.
And I think that's going to be a blast. That'll be happening maybe next month even. And
And
you
you'll do
just
it
gotta
out of
keep
all
pushing.
three stores. You would-
The mall won't do it. The mall
Okay.
will now start delivering in the mall.
Okay, in the mall. Okay.
But yeah, it's too much of a headache to get out in
Right,
the parking
right.
lot. So both of my locations will do it. Yeah.
That is great.
So something new there.
So how many employees do y'all employ now out of the three?
You probably know better.
Yeah,
Than me.
Yeah.
It's north of 200. I would say
Wow.
probably 220-ish.
That is great.
At one time, we were pretty close to 250, but
Right.
I think we've kind of dwindled down a little bit
Right.
less than that now.
Right.
So.
That is great. So you're giving back there, employing people in this area, in this region. We're so grateful for you
Yes.
guys and what y'all do. And I know the best is yet to come.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited
Always
about
is.
this delivery. Maybe we'll just order some this afternoon.
You could be our guinea pig. Make sure we get it right. It's kind of nervous. I'm really nervous about it, but you know.
I think right now both of our freestanding stores are 100% order accuracy. Which
Wow, 100% order
is,
accuracy. Amazing.
One's at 97. I can't lie. I can't
That's
lie.
close enough.
But in our industry, it's very.
Yeah.
We looked at it this morning.
Oh, because I said
A really good number. 100% is.
Oh, yeah.
That's tough.
That's Jesus' perfection.
Yeah, that's not going to happen too often. So
Right.
I'm very proud.
Right.
97 is a really good number.
Right, right.
I was in a meeting on Tuesday and they were both at 100%. So it's been a week. So yeah.
So
guess
what's coming up other than the delivery of food? Anything else that y'all are implementing? Some new innovative ideas within your stores for Chick-fil-A? Anything else coming
What
up?
we got going on? You know better than me.
Yeah, I would say,
Because I know y'all got a new bun, right? A new pretzel.
We do. We have a limited time pretzel
y'all
bun out.
Introduced a lot of new things on your menu as well. The new drinks, I had one the other day. It was fabulous.
Good. The cherry berry?
Yeah, cherry berry is wonderful.
That's good. We've caught on as a company that the kids like those a lot.
Okay.
Like the Sonic drinks or whatever.
Yeah.
So they do well for us.
Okay.
And growing up with Chick-fil-A, we never would have had a limited time offer.
Right.
Now we seem to be doing it more.
Yeah.
And it's paying off.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good.
It's good stuff. So what would you, if you were a customer, not an operator, and you came into Chick-fil-A, what's your favorite thing on the menu? What would you order, Ed?
You know what it is. I still go back to the original,
Chick-fil-A
but I put
original
my
chicken sandwich?
I would put the coleslaw on top of it,
Coleslaw. I'm going to
which
try
we've
that.
dropped.
Okay, yeah,
But it is making a comeback.
Okay, it is.
And
so
that's
you
it.
order the number one, I guess it is,
Yeah,
right?
that's
And you
right.
take the coleslaw. You like the pickles on it too?
Oh yeah.
And you take the coleslaw and pour it over in the chicken sandwich, and then you eat it.
So good. We can still get it at our original Dwarf House in Atlanta.
Okay.
Which we'll be going back
Okay.
in October. And I always make because I bring my teammate members with me.
Right.
And we've got to go to the original.
Right.
This is where it all started.
I've been there.
In Hapeville,
we were
Georgia.
traveling in that area, and we made a stop, the little door and
Yep,
everything.
that's
Yeah,
it.
the
That's it,
train.
the Dwarf House.
It was amazing.
See, you got good memory.
Yeah.
That is, you got to take them there. So I always get my
So it
coleslaw.
began as the Dwarf House, right?
Yeah, that was where it was the Dwarf House, and he invented the Chick-fil-A sandwich there.
At the Dwarf House.
Chick-fil-A
Okay.
was not Chick-fil-A until that. And he said, this thing's selling so much.
And at the Dwarf House, they were selling other things other than chicken. Yeah, I remember that. Okay.
It was a small diner.
And then he had a eureka moment with the sandwich. And then he said, I'm going all chicken, right?
He did. He actually
that was a smart move, yeah.
Went out on his own, and I believe it was his first restaurant burnt down.
Oh, wow.
He's like, is that
And that's in
way of telling
Atlanta,
me to stop?
Georgia
Yeah.
area? Okay.
And so
then,
he's like, I'm not sure. But
he had a hard time convincing someone to allow him, especially in the shopping center,
yeah,
Okay.
Greenbrier Mall. Yeah.
to open up because they had this vision of bones.
Okay.
And
The
grease
mess
and
and the
grease
grease
mess.
mess.
And Truett finally convinced him, and he said, "You're losing shoppers. They're leaving your mall to go eat, and they may not be coming back.
Right.
If you have food in the mall,
Yeah.
they'll eat here, and
they'll
then
shop.
stay and shop
Yeah.
more."
Wow.
And that was just a snap moment. And now, of course, every mall
Yeah,
has a
has-
food court.
yeah, oh, yeah,
And
food
Truett
court.
was the pioneer for
Pioneer
that,
of all that.
and the chicken sandwich and the chicken nuggets and.
Right.
Those
And so
kind of
when he
things, so.
switched over to Chick-fil-A and transferred from the Dwarf House to Chick-fil-A, that's when he started going in the malls?
Correct,
Okay,
yes.
okay. With the chicken sandwich. That's amazing. So what do you order, Alan? What's your favorite off the menu at Chick-fil-A?
Mine's a
What's your
spicy
go-to?
deluxe.
Spicy
Spicy
deluxe.
deluxe, yeah.
Okay. Anything special like the coleslaw?
No,
Like
sir.
no,
Just
nothing.
straight up
Just
spicy
spice.
deluxe.
And it's grilled or fried?
Oh, fried. Yeah,
Fried,
yeah.
okay.
Now I don't eat it as much as I would love to have. It,
Okay.
but I try to stay away from it. Eat the grilled nuggets. Try to eat it a little healthier. But
The spicy
it's
deluxe.
my favorite thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Fresh
Or a
fruit.
milkshake. You know.
Milkshake. What milkshake flavor? Just
no.
vanilla?
Oh man, the Oreo shake.
Oh, the
is
Oreo
where it's
shake,
at,
man. Y'all are
yeah.
getting me hungry. It's about
Yeah,
lunch.
it's about that time, right? Yeah.
What would you say to someone that's feels like they have that entrepreneur spirit on them, and the Lord has impressed upon them to take a step of faith to start their own business, because you guys are entrepreneurs, and so how would you encourage them, Ed, to get started? What would you say to them as you reflect on your life and your success and the things that you applied to your life that got you to where you are today?
Yeah, I'd make sure you do your homework.
Do your homework.
You know,
Okay.
it seems easy.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yep.
I just heard a phrase last week was start with the why, figure out the how.
Start with the wow.
Blow it away.
Yeah.
We're always learning. The day
Right.
I've learned everything at Chick-fil-A, I need to leave.
Right.
You know, Dale, one of our managers, used to say, when you're green, you grow. When you're not, you rot.
Wow. That's good.
Always learning.
Right.
But
Growing.
yeah, do your homework.
your homework.
There's most businesses fail in
Right.
the first year.
Right.
It's tough, but if it's where your heart is that's where you're led, go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you won't find a better job than Chick-fil-A. I'll
That's
tell
for
you
sure.
that.
That's for
I would encourage
Well,
you to come be a Chick-fil-A
unless you're
guy.
coming to work for the Way Church.
Yeah, well, there you go. There you
know
go.
about that.
That's true. I had one of my guys that came out of my store, Randy.
Yeah.
Yep.
He struggled. He got them all down in Lake Jackson. Did a really well great job. Then he got rewarded. Where did he go? Down to the mall?
Baybrook
Baybrook Mall, okay.
Which
That's
was
where
a
I grew
big,
up down there. Yep.
Would have made all kinds of money.
Right.
I was so proud of him. One of my boys made it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember he said, I need to talk to you. I said, Randy, what's going on, man? He said, I can't go farther with Chick-fil-A.
Wow.
What are you talking? We've worked years to get here.
Yeah,
What's going
yeah.
on in your mail? And he goes, I want to be a pastor.
Wow.
I said, well, I'm not arguing with that. And so he's out in New Braunfels doing his thing, and he's great at
And
it.
what's his last? I think I know him.
Randy
Henson.
Henson.
I
He's
think
got a little
Randy
podcast
Henson.
out
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
I listen to it daily.
Amazing.
I just remember this kid, I don't know, 16 years old, working for me, and he was a handful, to
Yeah,
put it
yeah,
nicely.
yeah. And now
Very
he's
proud
Probably
individual.
ADD, HD.
Okay.
If it was diagnosed back then. You know?
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, but to see where he's come
Yeah.
and now what he's doing out there and impacting lives.
Yeah.
And I would say
does my heart
I
good.
did argue with Randy. I was like, you can't quit.
Yeah.
Like I was like, hire you and Alan.
Yeah.
And then go do ministry.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
have Alan run your business for you. And he's like,
No.
I'm being called to
All
step
in.
out
Yeah.
on faith.
I'm all in.
Yeah, he
Wow.
was.
And I was just like,
And
Wow.
I told him just last week, I sent him a text, man,
Yeah.
I want to let you know I watch your podcast.
Yeah.
And you keep it real.
Yeah.
Well, he gets up there,
Yeah,
jeans
yeah,
and
yeah,
whatnot.
Yeah.
And
Skinny jeans, I bet.
yeah, I bet he's still pretty good. He's quite the athlete. He's
Always
always
has been.
pushing.
I'm going to
Yeah.
have to check him out. Pastor
He's-
Randy Henson, New Braunfels.
New Braunfels. And I'm very proud of him.
So I know there's times, like you shared earlier in the early days, where you felt like giving up, you felt like
Yeah.
quitting. So what got you through that, Ed? What were the things that kept you from throwing in the towel? Say, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Perseverance.
Perseverance. Okay.
You know, again, it goes back to Truett.
Right.
I shook his hand and said,
The leadership.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I just had faith in Truett.
Yeah.
Even back then in Chick-fil-A, again, nobody knew it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is this ever going to take off? And they go and they come up with the corporate purpose in the late 80s. And I'm like, this is it. This is how we're going to, I mean, we almost went under as a company.
Right.
And they brought this corporate purpose back. And my boss at the time said, you might want to go look for another job.
Oh, wow.
Because this is not going to make it.
Right.
And now look at us.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just belief.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, 45 years and I'm still learning. I still love this company.
Yeah.
You see it in our stores. I just was in home office giving my life story to 200 people.
Wow.
And I get a thrill just walking through.
Right.
And all those people are just like 10 times what you get in our stores.
Right.
They all are just giving people. They all got the spirit. It's just wonderful to walk in there. It's great. So I don't know where else I'd go. I don't know what else I could do, you know. Maybe open a bait shop or something. I don't. That's what I say. I like getting up in the morning and listen to all the fishermen lie about their catches.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Well, they say, you know, to have a testimony, you have to go through a test.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely.
And naturally, we all go through tests in life, but the good news is you never quit.
No.
I tell my congregation, I've had many opportunities to quit. I've just never taken one.
There you go.
And I
love
know
that.
you had many opportunities on your journey,
Yeah.
on your road to your success at Chick-fil-A, as well as Allen, and you just never took the opportunity to quit. And I'm reminded in Galatians 6:9, got to throw some scriptures in here, okay?
Absolutely.
Galatians 6:9, it says, do not grow weary in well-doing, for in due season you shall reap if you faint not or quit not. And so when you're feeling like you want to quit, that's when you don't need to quit, because your harvest, your breakthrough, because you said you almost went under as Chick-fil-A, but you didn't quit.
Yeah.
And because you didn't quit, and look at Chick-fil-A now, and look at, you have 3 stores, and I believe the best is yet to come.
It is. We just went international as a company.
Amen.
So that's great.
Global.
I would love to see somebody eat Chick-fil-A for the first time now. That just, you know, we go around and we give it away, and it's like, this will change your life.
Right.
You know, and I still love it the first time somebody will eat Chick-fil-A. Just the smile. It's great. It's a great
amazing.
product.
Yeah.
You know,
Put a smile on their face.
yes. And so, yeah, it just, you surround yourselves. I still have my dog days, but there's a few operators in the area that I can go and call.
Encourage one another.
Maybe, and go sit with them and have, and you know, we cry on each other's shoulders, but you gotta have that.
Yeah, iron
You gotta
sharpens
know,
iron.
That's
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
And they've gone through it. I've gone through it many times, but we're there for each other.
Right,
The
right.
fellowship. I mean, it's just great.
It's a family.
It is.
It's a family, and
it's
we
a
all need
big
family, right?
now.
We all need family. Well, I want to say thank you guys
Yeah.
for being on this episode of Red Letters. And I want to say thank you for all you do for our community as you give back. I thank you for your generosity. and especially to houses of faith like the Way Church. And I'm so grateful for you guys and all you do. And I believe, as I said before, the best is yet to come in Jesus' name. Right. I want to thank you for joining us on this powerful episode of Red Letters. If you haven't subscribed, it's free. Go ahead on your screen there. Go ahead and click that button and subscribe to this episode of Red Letters. Thank you again for tuning in to Red Letters.